For this first overview lecture, we will explore the physical and cultural geography of different areas of the world. Be sure to read the narrative summary and review the posted lecture slides, some of which have hyperlinks to articles and other supporting materials, as these are important accompaniments to the screencast overview that I'll be giving you today. This first image shows planet Earth as taken from the Apollo mission back in 1970 and focuses on the continent of Africa. You can see the swirling clouds and land masses and the deep blue seas that at the time were quite a striking image to see from space, as we had never seen this perspective before. We'll start off with a working definition of geography, the study of Earth's physical and human landscapes, their spatial distribution and patterns. Starbucks recently had a sign out that said geography is a flavor, which I'm not sure I agree with. It's much more than that. Our textbook tells us that there are two fundamental geographic approaches, the regional and the systematic approach, and this diagram shows the relationship between the two of these. This, of course, is a regional geography course, and so we will be touching on subjects ranging from biogeography and climatology on the physical side to human subjects such as urban geography, economic geography, population geography. There are two basic branches of geography, physical geography and human geography. These are the titles of two of the courses that are part of our geography courses at Shasta College. And as a regional course, we'll be touching on both physical and geography subjects. This map of natural land cover of Earth shows Earth's surface with the clouds removed and allows us to see the familiar shapes of the land masses along with colors indicating the drier, wetter, and colder areas, mountain ranges such as the Himalayas in Asia, and the Andes of South America can also be seen. Physical geography can be defined as the spatial processes and patterns of Earth's natural systems. The term spatial is widely used and refers to characteristics of physical space. We'll see this in various aspects of geography, both human and physical. The forces that shape the Earth's surface are at times violent, such as this volcanic eruption. Such processes are studied under the branch of physical geography. A map of recent world earthquakes and volcanic activity shows a distinct linear pattern, such as those found along the Pacific Ring of Fire. This spatial pattern is explained by plate tectonics theory, which is the principle that tells us how the Earth's crust is structured. These interlocking plates move relative to one another. Mountains, earthquakes, and volcanoes are commonly found along the margins of such plates. Here we see the large plates that make up Earth's surface, including the Great Pacific Plate, the North American Plate, the South American Plate, African, and Eurasian plates. Note the location of California, which is on the margin of two great tectonic plates, the Pacific and the North American plates. We all know that climate, the changes in temperature and rainfall throughout the course of a year, vary significantly from place to place. Latitude, which is a measure of the distance from the equator, is the most significant controlling factor for climate. This map shows broad belts of climate based on latitude, starting with the tropics, which surround the equator. The term tropics on this slide falls approximately along Earth's equator. North and south of this we find desert belts, followed by the mid-latitudes. Most of us live in the mid-latitudes, the high latitudes, and finally the polar latitudes. The Köppen classification system is used to classify climate regions of the globe and are indicated by colors on this map. On the legend, one can see there are 6 broad categories identified by capital letters A through E and H, the definition of which is shown on the slide. Within each of these broad categories, we will have subcategories. For example, B climates are dry climates and can be distinguished between semi-arid and arid, here indicated with S and W respectively. Therefore, a BS climate is classified as a dry, semi-arid climate. We'll return to the slide of latitude belts now and attach the letters A for tropics, B for desert latitudes, the dry climates, C climates in the mid-latitudes, described as mesothermal, high latitude being microthermal for cold temperature, and the polar latitudes. We'll also add in H climates for highlands in places like the Himalayas, the Sierra Nevada, and the Andes. One will note that there are also deserts found outside of the traditional desert belts in places like the Gobi Desert in Asia, the deserts of the Western North America, and in Central Asia. Like most life forms, humans have a dependence on water resources. This image from Iceland shows agricultural activities along the margins of this river as it travels towards the sea. The tropical rainforest biome, with a tremendous diversity of species, is home to as many as 50% of all land-based organisms. Here we can see some of the species associated with Borneo Island in the country of Malaysia. Tropical rainforests are just one type of biome or global life community, with grasslands and temperate woodlands being other examples. The dawn of the 21st century brings an unparalleled biodiversity crisis in which species are going extinct at a rate not seen since the age of the dinosaurs. Human activities on the landscape take a wide variety of forms and expressions, from traditional stilt housing to the cities of Europe and the modern cities of today. All are expressions of culture and human geography. Human populations have distinct physical characteristics and cultural expressions as well. The study of human geography can therefore be defined as the imprint on the landscape from the human cultures and activities. We will look at the nature of human populations, particularly from the spatial perspective, as well as economic activities, levels of development, and the tangible, less tangible cultural expressions such as rituals, values, and norms of behavior. Human population is unevenly distributed over the Earth's surface. Areas in red indicate areas of high population concentration. If one looks at South America, for example, it is clear that large areas of the continent are sparsely populated. Australia provides another striking example. Conversely, population density in South and East Asia is very high. If you locate China on the map, you will see letters A and B indicating two of the world's great population clusters. C is located in India, and D is located in Western Europe. You will also notice the term megalopolis, which refers to the most densely populated part of the eastern United States, centered on New York City. We will be looking at more traditional societies and those that are gradually developing as they industrialize and become more advanced in their technological development. We have two images from India on the right side of the screen and San Francisco in the upper left-hand part of the screen. I'll be teaching a field course to San Francisco, a 2-day field trip to San Francisco under the GEOG 2B course. If you're interested, that'll be April 19th and 20th. And the bottom slide is the Panama Canal, obviously a major transportation and trade infrastructure. The great geographer Carl Sauer described cultural landscapes as forms superimposed on the physical landscapes by the activities of man. Nicely expressed in these various images that range from rural farmlands in Europe to Istanbul in Turkey, Norway, and Thailand. Cities are the most complex of human landscapes. In an urban environment, it includes the multitude of people from different backgrounds, differing levels of wealth and opportunity, and built structures that range from gleaming high-rises to dilapidated ghettos. Sao Paulo, Brazil is shown here. Development is used to gauge a population's economic, social, and institutional maturity as well as its overall well-being. The concept is not limited to economics, but can be expressed in access to schools, medical care, democratic institutions, environmental stewardship, political freedom, quality of governance, and even the built infrastructure of a country such as roads, as quoted from your textbook. This map shows 4 broad classes of development that are based on economics, and you see the high-income countries followed by upper middle income, lower middle income, and finally low-income countries. This map will be the basis of your first assignment. This map shows states' economies of the world and can be used as an approximation for world development. A nice example of a modern contemporary map created using geospatial technologies. Core periphery relationships are used by geographers to understand the spatial interactions between different places. In the diagram, we see core areas represented by taller buildings, with periphery areas represented by farms and resources. The pictures are from China, with the gleaming buildings of the core found along the east coast, the economic engine of the country, with rural areas providing power and resources and showing overall lower levels of development, here indicated by transportation. This globe shows flags of countries around the world and illustrates the concept that we may take for granted as a sovereign state is the defining political entity of our world. Flags here identified with sovereign states. States have defined boundaries, a capital city, and a representative government. As we explore different regions of the world, we will find that there are far too many examples of failed states, particularly those in which the government is not able to ensure the security and well-being of its population. Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Afghanistan are all states that are either failed or borderline failed states. Globalization is a leading trend in the 21st century and refers to the increasing interaction and exchange among countries of the world. This includes economic, cultural, and political interaction. Globalization has provided benefits to countries and large corporations, but has had many drawbacks as well, with negative impacts to local cultures, employment, and the environment. Warming of the global climate is an accepted fact by the world scientific community and most governments of the world. Extreme weather events, sea level rise, and disappearing glaciers are now a reality. Human response to this circumstance will be a defining issue in the decades ahead. Earth's shrinking biosphere is something that is illustrated in the diagram here, which shows the amount of land area that was available on a per-person basis in the year 1900, illustrated by the large globe, and then in 2000. As human population grows, we are now at 7.6 billion people, we see less and less land area available and, of course, less resources available, all of which puts strains on natural communities, forests, grasslands, other natural environments, and the species that occupy them. In spite of these challenges, one could make the case, as was done in this article from January 6, 2018, that 2017 was the best year in human history. Fewer people globally live in extreme poverty, fewer die of infectious diseases and starvation, and people are generally living longer. We will continue to describe and try to understand some of the factors that are creating challenges and opportunities for humans. Geospatial technologies provide new tools for geography study. This is an image from windy.com, which provides real-time conditions of the global atmosphere. Here we see wind speed illustrated. These build upon geographic information systems, which are the subject of courses and a program at Shasta College. We offer a 1-unit certificate in Geographic Information Systems and a 2-year associate's degree. That is the end of this lecture summary.